Morning everyone. First of all, I want to say thanks very much for you all leaving comments about this card. It's been overwhelming. I really didn't expect to get the reaction that I have, but thank you very much anyway. So let's go on and I'll show you how to do this card. So this is my glowing tree card. So this tree is, it starts out as a basic card that looks like this, which is obviously a little bit boring. So I decided to, when you opened it, if you do the same on each side, then you have a flat tree that's called a pyramid card, I think, or a diagonal card. And when you put it in the middle, the outside of the basic card makes a little tree skirt. I also then took a piece of designer paper in chocolate chip and ran it round a tea light and tied a little piece of, this is Early Espresso 1/8 ribbon. When you turn the tea light on, and you won't be able to see this very well because my stamp room is really bright, so it lights, the tree lights up. You get a better effect when it's in the dark, obviously. Okay, so I'll show you how to make this. First of all, you need 3 pieces. Now I've done my tree in Always Artichoke. You need 3 pieces of 3 3/4 inch squares. The reason you do them at 3 3/4 is that I found when I do them at 4-inch squares, they don't fit. The tree doesn't fit inside the card. Then you need to score them in half diagonally and fold them, like I've done with all of these. Okay, so you have 3. Then what I did is I took my Flourishes embossing plate and I ran all 3 through the Big Shot to get these swirls on the tree. It was just to give it a little bit more texture. The tree was quite flat without it, so I don't know if you could see this. Okay, so it gives a nice little swirls on it, like quite Christmassy I think when it's on the green. I also then sprayed with our Smooch Spritz, just to give it a little bit of glitter. Again, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can see it on the actual tree. Okay, so once you have your 3 pieces of artichoke and you've run them through the embosser if you want to, and you've smooch spritzed them if you want to, take your first piece. Now I always look to see which is the nicest embossing, which is this one probably, and turn it on its back. I always use one piece as the front. Some people lay them all in concentric like this, but I always choose one piece which looks the nicest from the front of my card. Then I take some snail and run down the side of each side and down towards the middle of each of the front. Take one piece take piece number 2, sorry, I'm a bit gabbled today, and line up with the fold and press. Then take number 3 and line up with the fold. Don't go right in because you need to fold this card. Okay, so now you have this shape, you see, which will then, when you fold at the back, will make your tree. It's pretty simple. Looks good, pretty simple, and that's what we need. Okay, now what I've done is I then folded the card in half, folded it completely. So fold this side in, and fold again. Then I took my crocodile and I made a hole at the top. Now, try to get it into the center. Oops, it's typical. When I do something, it doesn't work right. Try to get it in the center here and in the center here, and you'll see why in a minute. Oh, sorry. Then I'm going to put one in the leg here and one here. I think I'll do one here, one here, and one here. Okay, so I have a whole load of holes. The trouble with this, when you do it this way, it's quick and simple, but when you open and you're going to close your card over, you see you have several holes that are not going to be open. So I try to find the best place when you slide, the best place where all the holes will match, where most of the holes will match up. And on this one, the position is here, and I only have one hole on the back that hasn't duplicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pen, and on this corner I'm going to mark a mark here and a mark here. Now this is going to be where I'm going to cut a slit for the card to, that's how the card stays up. The other thing I'm going to do is in this corner here, in this piece here, it hasn't, the hole isn't duplicated. So I've taken my paper piercer and just stabbed it and gave it a little bit of a wiggle. And that way the hole is now duplicated. Okay? Now I've marked, you probably can't see it, but I know where it is. It's marked here and here. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to cut a slit there. Okay. So when I fold this card, I can then tuck this piece in here and it will stand up. Okay, so the next thing I did with this card is, once again, I folded over and I took my paper piercer and an old Brad's box or Buttons box, and then I laid it on to my card, and I just took my paper piercer and made little holes all the way around. And then here, and I've gone all the way through. Okay, you would do it again, down here and down here, so you get this effect. Again, when you tuck your card in on the back, here, these holes are not going to be duplicated. If you're very pedantic, you could go back with your paper piercer and pierce through each of those. I didn't, it was just going to take too much time, and to be honest, nobody's going to be looking at it, they're going to look at the front. Okay, so that's my tree done. Oh no, sorry. Then what I did is, this is my front. I've chosen this to be the front, so I've taken some of our basic jewels and I then just blinged up a little bit. And one here. And I use different sizes of the jewels and all over the place, just to give it, I don't know, make it look nice. You always want to put bling on something at Christmas. Okay, so I covered mine in bling. Okay, that's your tree made. This is the one that I made for my swap.